I'm so happy to see y'all.
Yes,
Good to see you
you
as
too.
Y'all look great. It's
Thank you.
right?
Sorry,
we're a little bit late because we were still out doing the animals.
We're out
feeding
in the
our
paddocks, running around.
the morning routines.
Took a little longer than normal today.
That's okay. I want to hear more about your morning routines.
Okay.
Well, it starts off at 5:30 with a nice long black, which is a black coffee.
Right.
Americana.
Mhm.
And from there, we kind of come together and we have a little moment of what are we doing today and what's on. And from there, we walk out to the paddocks and we see the animals and we let them out and we put them into the paddock for the day.
And the animals are?
Oh, we've got alpacas, goats, sheep,
Ducks,
A pig.
ducks, a pig.
chickens.
Horses,
Yeah, horses.
doves.
And all of these animals are rescued. So we take them on when they can't be homed or they need a new home. And so they've come over the years. I think it started when Mum and we went out for the day to find some plants to plant, right?
Right.
And we came across this this little baby animal rescue home, and there was 3 baby goats and their mothers had already passed on and they needed homes, and instead of buying plants, Mum and I brought the 3 baby goats home.
In your car, right?
In the back of the car.
In the boot.
And they didn't tell anybody. So when they got home, they're like, we thought they were going to get plants and trees. And they're like, hey guys,
We
come and
got
help
something to
us
show
get
you.
the things out of the car. And so that was the beginning.
Mhm.
So it's called Noah's Ark Animal Sanctuary. 'Cause they come in 2 by 2.
Gosh. I love it. I'm just making some notes as we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So since this is the beginning of our interview, and before we get too far ahead, I would like to introduce my audience to the Heart Collectors from Australia.
Hey!
Today.
And if you would each tell me your names and your prospective instrument. This is a band, everyone. This is an awesome band from Australia, and they're going to introduce themselves for you.
Yes, we play a type of folk music. We call it epic folk. And my name is Kimmery, and I play the Irish drum, so the bowron, and percussion, and sing.
Hello, everybody out there. I'm Tristan. I play the mandolin and banjo and sing as well.
My name is Ruben, and I play the guitar, and I also sing as well.
And my name's Mo, and I play the cello and I sing, and we all harmonize. So harmony is a big part of what we do.
Nice. That's awesome. You have a 4-part harmony.
Yes, very 70s inspired, kind of Crosby, Stills and Nash, close harmony. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's what we want.
Yeah, I was reading over your bio, and you mentioned Celtic influenced lilt of vocals and melody.
Mm-hmm.
And you told us about the 70s inspired harmonies. And what struck me most in the description of your music was a progressive lyrical wisdom to invite positive change. And that resonated with me because I try to do the same thing with my music, but I'm curious in your situation, individually and as a collective, what are some of the things that you stand for, and what is it that you seek to change?
Beautiful. Well, we as a band have come together with the sole purpose of being a little spark of positivity for people. So our music, everything about it is as a gift for people to hear and to feel and remember basically the feeling of love and the feeling that they are loved, and to share that with with everyone. And so that's why we do what we do. And we want to bring, like, as the name suggests, the heart collectors. We want to bring everyone back to their heart, and just to take a moment to remember to love one another. And that's really the most important thing. So
that's very much it. Like, as collectively, but as individuals, before we ever come together to perform, we always take a moment and we come together and we remember that before we ever step onto the stage. So we come on as one force, you could say, of
one body.
One body.
Yeah, one
Unity.
sound body, unity.
Unity. So
Yeah.
we try to, and we work very hard to embody that feeling of unity when we perform, and who and what we are in the world, so that we're not adding to all the extra stress and chaos and difficulty that the world is already in. The world needs to remember the heart and come back to feeling. And we did make that decision when we first started, and we felt we had something special together. We felt, well, if we're going to do this, let's do it with a purpose. So we're not doing it as a bunch of egos trying to become famous or anything like that. It's more, it's for the music to have a purpose. We've got plenty of other things we could be doing.
Yeah.
So music is kind of like a vessel or a tool. And as you would know too, to be able to communicate that positive change, which the world so desperately needs right now.
Yeah, and it's through all the different threads. So that heart connection goes through everything. So whether it's the connection to nature, or the connection to each other, or the connection around the world, it's all part of feeling that heart and the love and that unity with everything around us.
I'm also curious about the pre-performance ritual that you do before you step on stage, because my band used to do that. We all got in a huddle and put our hands in, and Darkwater Rising. So for short, we would say DWR. So I'm curious as to what y'all do.
Well, we come together and we have a big breath. We breathe together, and we just like feel our whole bodies. We like feel our feet, we feel our legs, we feel our tummy, we feel our throats, and warm up, and we kind of go through the scale at the same time. It's like, ooh, and then we have like little claps above, and then unity current like this.
I love it.
And so it's to get the energy moving for the performance, but it's also to bring us together. And as you would know, having been part of a band, you know, if somebody's having a bad day or something, then you need to have a moment to bring everybody to that one feeling before you perform. Let go of the day,
everything else.
And so it's about energy. It's, everybody would understand it's about energy and communicating energy through what you're doing.
And as a musician, isn't that intriguing that no matter what you're going through during the day, as soon as you step on the stage and lay your egos aside, at that point it becomes about the music and the message and the audience, and not you. You know, we have to mask a lot as performers.
People think that when you perform, it's about the performer, but really it's a conversation or communication between your audience, and so the energy flowing is special. So.
And we are fully independent as a band.
Okay.
So we book our own shows, we make our own tours. Tristan is a main caller. He'll call people up and be like, "Hey, do you want to see us?" And so we're very proactive, and I think that comes also from my mum. So my mum is also our band manager.
Okay.
So we call her Mamager. And yeah, she's taught us some wonderful lessons of getting out there, and also just making the most of the opportunities in front of us. And she's come on tour with us. So she was with us when we went through the US and
North Carolina.
to North Carolina.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
She was in the car ride we were telling you about.
Oh yeah. Up back. So you have a lot of experience with, you're close to folks in your village, and you have a lot of experience organizing your shows. And reading through your bio, I was curious about the Oh Heart Festival. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about it, about its beginnings and evolution?
So the festival itself started as an idea, as just this feeling that we had. We were touring through Australia at the time, and we felt how we really wanted to bring a festival that we resonated with to our local town, like that we could bring people to and show them a little bit of our world and all the different things that we do personally. So yeah, it was 3 weeks. This is the first year. We came up with the idea 3 weeks before. It was we had a little bit of wine that night.
Okay.
And
it was a volumetric evening.
we called up all of our muso friends, and we're like, hey, would you like to do this with us? And they're like,
yeah, when? And we're like, 3 weeks from now. They're like, oh.
And that was the first year. We had 70, like almost 80 musicians.
Wow.
And we also had demonstrations for environmental awareness. So like solar power talks, beekeeping, cooperative farming, recycling. So that was a major aspect of the event, and the entire festival was run on solar power. I've always loved that sort of ethereal sound and the beautiful like vocal work of like Joni Mitchell and Eva Cassidy, and that very beautiful tonality that those women have. So for me, trying to find that in my own vocalization is a goal. And then also like Lorena McKenna, that's kind of how it goes into the more Irish and the Celtic feeling. But yes.
I was heavily influenced by classic rock like Led Zeppelin. But yes, any kind of acoustic music really is a treat for me.
Well, it's probably a good opportunity to say Tristan's actually from the Midwest of America.
Yeah.
Originally. So yeah, so he was raised also on bluegrass and that really, amazing American finger style kind of.
Sort of the Appalachian style too.
Yeah. So we feel like part of our whole influence is we had an opportunity to come to America for South by Southwest a few years ago in Texas, and then we were invited back there a few times, and we felt a deep connection to the 60s and 70s Americana folk Woodstock sound and quality to the music, and also the energy of that time, the age of Aquarius and that whole Woodstock thing that happened. We feel it's kind of like, I don't know, like a cycle, like that consciousness and that shift in human beings is coming again. And so the music of our time is like helping to usher in that new thing.
Next level though.
We feel like, the next level
like
on.
No drugs and stuff.
Yeah, we're
just so you know.
Your Oh Heart Festival and the time that 6,000 people came, that's what it reminded me of.
We had a stage here at the garden, and so many people came to the village, and we were trying to be in the village managing all the events, but then we had to break away on the Sunday afternoon and come and set up because we were performing at the garden, right? And we'd sold tickets for this event. But there was like a special. It was like probably like maybe we sold like 100 tickets because it's the maximum people we could fit in this beautiful little spot at the garden. And then just before the concert, people were like coming,
Woodstock.
It was like Woodstock. They were coming over like the hills,
hill, and everyone was like just running down the
like
hill,
sprinting.
Like they all just went like, people.
Okay, guys.
What have we done?
We were like, oh my god.
So we did feel it was a little like a mini Woodstock.
But everything went off without a hitch. You didn't have any problems. Good. Yeah, it was meant to be. Yeah. And I have some questions for the lady of the group.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been in several bands where I was the only lady. And I'm just curious as to what your experience is like, Kimry, as the only lady in the band and a lady in the music industry.
Well, it's I'm very blessed to be with these guys because they're very supportive, they're very loving, and they kind of hold my space in a way. They're like, okay,
We're
they're
like
the buffers.
we're like the bodyguards when we're on tour.
So in the band, I feel like it's an amazing opportunity for me to find my own strength and sort of feminine power. And the guys allow that, and they are kind of like just there ready for me to, you know, take it on. And and so I'm very grateful for that. When we're touring, of course, it's really intense, and you know, we're all in the van together and we're on the road. You kind of just buckle up, you have your makeup like in the van ready to go, and you're like off. But also for me, it's been a major growth period over the past 4 years, because when we first were going on tour, I was kind of a little bit not sure about it. And my mum, so Mummager, comes with us, and so she was there for the whole first few tours, and she was with us and kind of helping me find my own, you know, way. And I'm definitely given a beautiful example by her. And that's my main thing. In the music industry, it's interesting, but I feel like it's being who you are and feeling that empowerment and that strength, and that radiates, and people do recognize it. And in a way, I feel like it can be a defining factor and something that really sort of brings everything to a divine level in a way. It's like it comes to a next level. You're like, yeah, okay.
You guys, how do y'all feel about Kim Reed?
I feel that's beautifully spoken, Kim. And I often feel like the heart collectors are a plant, you could say, and that the male structure is like the leaves and the branches, and Kimri is the flower of the plant. So we are all together as one, but we're more of the support, so to speak.
Nice. I like that.
I think he said it pretty perfectly.
What he said. This is a good story because it's about the beginning of the band and how it came
it's a big one. It's like, whoop, okay.
I'm ready.
So my passion as a little girl was classical ballet. That was my life. I breathed it. Ballet and contemporary dance, but definitely classical ballet was the main one because it's so intense, and it's such a training and a study. And so I went through the whole process of the grades, and I got to a point where I was semi-professional. At 15, I went to America and competed overseas, and I got into the Washington School of Ballet and the School of American Ballet, so SAB.
Okay.
But at that point, I was pushing very, very hard, and I fractured one foot. I kept dancing because I was actually competing overseas at the time, and I changed all my routines over to the other foot, and then I fractured that one.
Oh no.
And so both feet were kind of out of action for a little while. I came back home. I went through the whole process of rehabilitation, and I got back into it, and it happened again. So all up, I had like 8 fractures. I tried to get back into dance over the next 3 years. So 15, 16, 17, those were my years of trying to get back into ballet. And then I wasn't able to. My body wasn't up for it. And so I went through a whole process of grief because it was my life. And so the way that I got through that was I would write down poetry, and I would write the words, not that I was feeling, but that I needed to hear.
Okay.
And so it was a way of feeling the way through, like it was going to be okay. And that poetry turned into music. It got a little guitar in the background there, and that was the beginning of the Heart Collectors.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Isn't that a lovely story? So the Heart Collectors, we never formed with the intention, okay, we're going to get together and be a band. It was about the process of healing and growth, which is kind of like perfect, isn't it? It's like, that's the energy behind why we do what we do.
And so I don't dance and perform anymore, but I teach. I teach adults and children who have never danced before, free movement, contemporary, Zumba, you name it.
Your feet are okay.
They're okay. They're not great. They look weird, but they're okay.
Just no more point work. No more standing on the tips of your toes. My God.
And to the guys, I noticed y'all were doing a variety of things for Mother Earth and on the land. And one thing that I was like, man, that's some tough work, was your stone work and masonry work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, these guys are really good masons. I'll let them share about it.
Yeah, I think, oh God, where do we even start with it? I think the whole realm of being in physical work has been such a gift unto itself as well. Like,
we're out in a tiny little village. We got to do it ourselves.
Exactly. And
keeps you fit.
Yes.
But it becomes such a passion as well. Like for myself, it's never something that I was ever interested in as a kid growing up. And then
shoo.
Who's that?
Sorry, that's the poodle. Poodle speaking.
Poodle speaking. Yeah, but
Okay, what's her name?
Shoo.
Shoo Chanel.
Okay, sorry, Ruben, go ahead.
That's all right. But another quick little thing is that I'm the newest member of the band, in that I joined a bit later than everybody else. So
He's the baby.
I'm the baby of the band, but it was kind of like, in that moment, all the ideas that I had about my life changed in an instant. When I was growing up, I had a very clear idea of I'm going to do this, and all of a sudden I was in this free fall. And I guess the beautiful thing about coming into the Lamb with that is that every day you learn something new, and it's always, that's the gift. That's why it's so exciting. I think you don't know, and you have to learn, and you're in the free fall of like, okay, this is how this must work. And so it's its own creative gift is all that I mean. Yeah.
Creative expression.
Yeah, it's a creative expression.
Yeah, I love how your lives and your music go hand in hand.
Yeah. Yes. We didn't want the music to kind of take us away too much from what we do. We wanted to be.
It is us and part of our life.
Our village and where we live in the cradle of an extinct volcano, 22 million years extinct. And it's very, very large. So there's a big shield, mountains of the shield, and then we have the core or the plug, which is called Wollumben, which is an indigenous name, or its other name is Mount Warning, or Wollumben, is right here in our front yard. And so it is a very powerful place to be. So you feel the landscape here is intense, but beautiful and rich. Yeah.
Okay, so what I want to happen, after you play this song, because Ruben has his guitar, and I'm feeling y'all are ready. So when you play this selection, and after we say our goodbyes, I want you to do an outro swoop of the outside, and that'll be great.
This is good. Cool. We got this.
Okay, so we're going to sing you a little song now.
This is called One Voice.
the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice, the sound of one who's made a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. And this is the sound of all of us, singing with love and the will to trust. Leave the rest behind, it'll turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of one voice, one people, one voice, a song for every one of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Charlie.
you, Charlie.
Let's get that current going one time. So to all of my viewers, you've heard the sound of one voice, the voice of the Heart Collectors. And I'm so honored to know them. I can't wait to meet them in person.
Yes.
And it's been such a great experience getting to know y'all. And now they're going to show you a glimpse of their beautiful homelands. And one time, what is the name of your village?
Tyalgum.
Tyalgum. Okay,
Tyalgum.
thank you.
Yes. All
Yeah.
right, here we go. Ruben's going to play some guitar while we take you on the.
Okay, y'all have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks, Charlie. See ya.